It's the CFG, and welcome to the Confident Fat Guy podcast. What is going on, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of the Confident Fat Guy podcast. Today, I do want to start off and apologize that I'm coming down with a cold, but today I'm going to answer a question that I've gotten a few times, and it's why did I quit a really good high paying job for a job that I make three times less? Well, the perfect answer is that I was tired of being miserable. I've had some really good high paying jobs, but I was also miserable doing them. I didn't want to go in. I called off all the time. Yeah, a lot of people will call that laziness or so forth, but I hate being miserable. I hate being unhappy. I was so tired of going to these jobs that I was making really good money at, but I was miserable. I've come to the conclusion in the past few years of I would rather be broke and happy than having a lot of money and miserable. And the job I have now, yeah, I make three times less, but I'm happy. And my part time job, I'm happy doing as well. I'm not miserable. Can I do the things that I was able to do when I had the high paying job? No, but I'm happy and I can still pay my bills. For most of my life, I chased money, probably just like everybody else. And it started off with, seeing the people on social media and seeing all the fancy cars and the houses and the wads of cash. And it started like that. I chased the big jobs and the big money. And there was times that I had money that I didn't know what to do with. Not that it was like significant, but I paid my bills and I had a lot left over, and I had a savings account that had money in it, but back then I was a big spender and I spent a lot of money. I've gotten to the point now in the last, 4 or 5 years that I'm tired of chasing money, because when you chase that big money, it's not always what it's made out to be. When I started the Confident Fat Guy brand, it was never for money. If I make money doing it, that's awesome. But that's not what this is about. It's about me helping people, and that's really all that I want to do. And again, if I make money off of it, awesome. If not, it's not a big deal, you know. And this week, I posted, if you guys follow me on social media, I posted something a couple days ago that said, I'm still human. Sometimes I feel like my life is crumbling once in a while, but then I realize it's just speed bumps in the road. But I'd rather help people through their issues than slow down and take care of mine. That is 100% fact. This week has been a really bad week. Today is my son's birthday, and I'm recording this on Friday. It will come out Tuesday, but sometimes I feel like a failure, and sometimes I feel like I'm worthless. And today is another great example, because I wasn't able to do everything that my son wanted to do today. And that's because I just don't have the funds like I used to. And he understands, he doesn't complain. He's not materialistic. He's actually a really good kid. But it's just the parent in me that wants to be able to give your child everything they ask for. And when you had those high paying jobs, I could do anything he wanted to do, anything I wanted to do. So yeah, it's this week has not been the best. And I also dropped out of my CNA class just because it was just so much on me. You know, two jobs plus a class, driving an hour every day to go to class, and then come home and change and hurry up to get to your second job. It was just too much. And I couldn't do it. You know, I try to be the most positive and motivated person that I can be. I never try to have a bad day, but this week has just been extremely rough on me. And when I started this podcast, I never wanted there to be a bad episode. I always wanted it to be a positive, motivating experience, because that's what I wanted it to be. But I've come to learn that, from the beginning, I told you guys I was always going to be open and honest with you guys, and that I wanted you guys to send me mail and talk to me and, let me know how you were doing. And I've gotten a few, which I deeply appreciate it. Like, I've gotten more from this podcast than I ever thought I would. I'm like at 110 downloads. You know, I've got listeners from other countries. Like, this is a big deal to me. This podcast is a big deal to me. I look forward to making this podcast every week. Sometimes I struggle with time. I record it at the very last minute because that's the only opportunity to do it. I work two jobs. I'm a single parent that I raise a child on my own. Sometimes it gets rough. It really does. And when I first started the CFG brand, I had so many people tell me, it's not always going to be fun. It's not always going to be a good experience. And I didn't believe them, because that's not me. Like, I always try to be positive. I always try to be motivating. I always try to help through, what I've been through. And they were right. Like, this is fun. I love doing the podcast, but sometimes the preparation, the promoting, it's a lot. But you know what? It's just speed bumps. Today or this week might not have been a good week, but there's always next week. And I've always preached that Friday is the end of the week. Saturday and Sunday are the time to rest and refocus, and Monday starts a new week. I always say leave the past in the past, which that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I go to work. I work both jobs Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just going to focus on that, and then Monday starts a whole new week. So this will come out Tuesday, and hopefully, it gets better. But, you know, today is just a off day for me, and this week has been an off week for me. It's not normal, but I'm glad I can come on here and I can talk to you guys about it and let you guys know that it's not easy being the CFG sometimes, but that's okay. That's what makes us human. And again, it's just everybody's going to go through speed bumps in life. That's how life works. No one's perfect. I'm sure not perfect by any means. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I'm now at 39 years old, still repairing all the mistakes that I've made in life. And that's why I created the CFG brand, to help people through my mistakes. I know this episode is off the wall and bouncing back and forth, but there really wasn't just one thing I wanted to talk about. I've had a lot of things on my mind that I just wanted to get off my chest, and I wanted to let you guys know that I too have off days. They thankfully they are very far few in between, but unfortunately it does happen even to the CFG. Um, and I hope, somebody listening knows it's okay to have a bad day or a bad week, but you can start over. Every month, every Monday is a start over day. It's a reset day, and I'm going to work this weekend and clear my head, and we'll get back to it Monday, new day. And yeah, and this episode will come out Tuesday. And honestly, I feel that if I'm always going to be open and honest with you guys, and my goal is that, it gets to somebody else. And I've said that from day one of starting the podcast, that I want to help people through what I've been through and what I'm going through, and to let you know that you're not alone. And you guys are more than welcome to message me on Instagram or Facebook. And if you're not following me, I'm on Instagram at the Confident Fat Guy, TikTok at the Confident Fat Guy, and you can find me on Facebook, just the Confident Fat Guy. You guys are more than welcome to message me, and let me know how you guys are doing. I would love to talk to any of you. And I've said that. If you feel like you're alone, please message me. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'll have a conversation with you. That's what I'm here for. That is what the CFG is here for, to help. Oh, on a side note, I wanted to give you guys an update on Kai. She is doing amazing. She got back from vacation and she is now working on her life coaching certification. Um, she's doing amazing. And if you're not following her, go follow her on Instagram. Go follow her on TikTok. She is an amazing person. I talked about her on a previous episode. She's doing wonderful, and I'm so very proud of her, and I'm so proud that I can call her a friend. She's always been there when I've needed her. Um, her and her husband are really good people. So go follow her, show her some love, and I'm gonna get off here. I hope this episode was hopefully inspiring. But we'll definitely hit it with an all new episode, and things will be a lot better. The speed bumps will be gone. Hopefully, this cold doesn't end up being something major. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for believing in me and trusting in me and listening to my podcasts. I appreciate it. And I love you all. And remember, work hard, stay positive, stay focused, follow your heart, follow your dreams, chase your dreams, accomplish your dreams. And remember, love yourself and love each other.